everyone, this is Tim from Your Six Studios. Today in this video I'm going to show you how to fix a slow PlayStation 4. Maybe it's stuck or slow in the menus here. The first thing we want to do is go up to settings right here and select this and go on down to where it says themes. Then under themes we want to pick a theme that is static. If you have a moving theme or something like that in the background, you're going to notice this is going to make your system run a little bit slower. So just pick something that doesn't have any kind of graphics that are moving in the background. So some of these color ones that are very basic, these could probably be good. Or maybe just like a specific one from like a screenshot or something you took. Something that's not dynamic. And then we can go back. And then we can go on down to where it says system. Then go to this option right here, limit the number of content items on the home screen. So if I disable this and go back, I'm going to have a lot more items on the home screen of my PlayStation. So I have an extra maybe like 5 games on here. And having more items on the screen here can make things run slower. Now another thing is if we go to notifications, maybe we're downloading something. And sometimes when you have a game application opened up in the background and something's downloading, you're going to get this message that says please wait, and it seems like the settings will take forever to load. Make sure you pause the download. So just go to the download and go to pause, or hold down the PlayStation button and you're going to get an option to close the game or app. Just close everything down and pause the download when you're trying to access like the PlayStation Store or the settings. Otherwise it's going to be super slow loading everything. So that's very important too. Also, make sure your PlayStation 4 is clean by opening it up and spraying compressed air inside of it and blowing out the dust. These are getting very old, and just having a lot of dust on the components can be slowing it down. So clean it effectively, and then we can go on over to settings and go to network. And then if we go to set up internet connection, on the default PlayStation, if you're using Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi is terrible on the original PlayStation 4. Now the LAN cable works a little bit better, but you can see just with the speed test, get some information about your local internet. I have 500 megabytes per second for my download speed for my internet that I pay for. And I only get 69 using the Wi-Fi on my PlayStation 4. So that is terrible. And if I switch on over to LAN, I'm going to basically double that. So the LAN cable will always be quicker on the original PlayStation 4 until you get into the later ones like the PS4 Pro. I believe that uses a 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which is much quicker. Now let's hold down the PlayStation button, go to power, and then let's go to turn off right here. And we're going to enter the safe mode menu. And what we want to do is rebuild the database. So if we haven't done this before, this is good to do. This is going to remove any kind of corrupted data from our PlayStation, and then we should make it run a little bit quicker and smoother. So wait for the light to stop blinking and grab a cable and plug in your PlayStation 4 controller. Then hold down the power button. You're going to hear one beep initially, and then you're going to hear another beep maybe like 10 seconds later. Then let go, and my controller's plugged in now. Let's go up to the top. And then it says press the PlayStation button. To continue, go on down to option number 5, and then go over to OK. So we want to rebuild the database. This will fix the corrupted data that we have on our PlayStation hard drive, and it's going to restart the PlayStation 4, and then it's going to bring us to a blue screen where it's going to give us an estimated amount of time of how long it's going to take. And it should only take like minutes, not hours like it said before on the last screen. So since I have a solid state drive on my PlayStation 4, mine only takes like 10 seconds. And if you're looking for the biggest improvement that you can make to your PlayStation, I highly suggest inserting a 2.5 inch SSD instead of the hard drive that came with it, because that one is very old and very slow. So you can change your loading times by installing an SSD. Let's say Minecraft takes about 4.5 minutes to load. You can get that loading down to about 1 minute and 20 seconds by installing an SSD. So I just rebuilt the database on my PlayStation. this should be running a little bit quicker too. Now also, a thing to be aware about is storage. If we go on down to storage right here and calculate this, and we don't have enough storage. So a lot of times when we're playing like Call of Duty Warzone, you need twice the amount of space to actually install the game. Otherwise, you're going to be running into issues because it will copy everything over and then overwrite it. So you need twice the amount of space. So make sure if Call of Duty is 200 gigabytes, you have 400 gigabytes of free space on your PlayStation hard drive. So that's very important. So delete some games and applications to make enough space. Now if we switch on over to my computer screen here, I have some SSDs up right now. So for example, just getting the prices. So here is a $50 SSD, and this one is 2.5 inch, and you can get this 1 terabyte drive for $50. Then 2 terabyte is $90 right now. So if you put in a 1 terabyte SSD, this will dramatically improve the performance of your PlayStation. None of the menus will be slow. You might still get like the please wait error when you're going through the settings and stuff, but that's related to your connection speed. So if you connect with the LAN cable, or if you do have an older model PlayStation, you probably don't have that issue anymore. So look at getting a SSD to your PlayStation. I highly suggest it. Everything will load like 2 or 3 to 4 times quicker. So that's probably the biggest improvement that you will see. And it's very easy to install. You just remove this side panel here, and this will come off. And sometimes it's not so easy to take off. So if you just remove this, you can see where the SSD will go right here. And you just take the old one out, slide the new one in, and then you need to go to PlayStation.com and you need to get the installation file onto a little USB drive right here. So my PlayStation didn't like that at all. It beeped at me. So you got to get the installation file onto a little drive like this, and then plug this back in right here, and then you should be good to go. And you got to put it into the safe mode and go down to I think the last option where you have to reinstall the system software, and then you can get this back on here, and then it'll load the operating system on your SSD. And that is the best thing you can do for your PlayStation to upgrade it. So hopefully this video did indeed help you guys out. If it did, leave it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below for more tech videos coming up next on Your 6 Studios.